I live and have worked for more than 30 years in Langley, BC, just a few miles from Seattle, Washington. I've specialized in residential real estate only, no commercial, no industrial. I'm a mathematician and statistician by leaning, and I always want to know what is really happening statistically, regardless of what people tell me. For example, in Langley in 2012, we had give or take 6,000 ends or 3,000 sales, so 6,000 ends, divided between about 500 agents, so an average of about 12 ends per agent. In our area, an average commission per end is about $5,000, so therefore the average income per agent was about $60,000. That's right, but it isn't right, it's wrong. The average may be $60,000, but try spending an average. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of the sales will come from 20% of the agents. So obviously the remaining 20% of the sales are divided amongst the remaining 80% of the agents. So let's put that in numbers. 6,000 ends, 80% of the sales of that is 4,800 ends divided by 20% of the agents. So that's 20% of 500 is 100. So there's 4,800 ends divided by 100 agents, or 48 ends each. Therefore, the remaining 20% of the sales are made by the other 80% of the agents. So let's put that in numbers. 6,000 ends, 20% is 1,200 ends divided by 400 agents, or only 3 ends per agent. That doesn't seem possible. Must be wrong. Well, okay, so maybe 80-20 is a little harsh. Let's try 70-30. Let's try that. 70% of 6,000 ends is 4,200 ends. By 150 agents is 28 ends. And so let's call it Group A and Group B. Group A is 28 ends, and Group B is 5 ends. So I recently spoke to an office manager who manages 6 offices right now and has managed several other ones prior to this, and she told me that ratio almost never changes from one office to the other. In an average office of 60 or 70 agents, 1 or 2 agents will make a ton of money. 5 or 10 agents will make really good money, but the rest of them struggle to make a living. And it's a constant battle trying to make a living. And then at the tail end, there's a few that hang on and spend every dime they earn just to keep their license. Pointless, but that's what they do. But in 2000, I was struggling. I was burned out, and I was disillusioned, and I was tired of competing for overpriced listings, tired of fighting the real math of real estate. And I went to some seminars, and I listened to the gurus as they blew their own horns, told us all how great they are, and of course they all said spend more to earn more. And I also tried some home buyers seminars, but I didn't get a good reception to them. And in hindsight, I found out that real estate seminars are notorious for low turnout. And why wouldn't they be when all the real estate information that you could possibly want is at your fingertips all the time? Most people they're not interested in listening to a real estate agent talk to them because there's nothing that they don't have instant access to, usually on their computer. So that explains the poor turnouts. It also explains why very few agents are successful in putting on real estate seminars. So anyway, then I went to a joint venture seminar, and this guy was talking about joint ventures, no risk, no money, no investment, no competition, and that no competition kept haunting me. He said everything's already available, just structure the deal. So anyway, it seemed a little like it can't be that easy. There's got to be a catch, and I liked the sound of it, and I tried to make some joint venture connections, but I didn't do very well at it. And it took someone close to me to say, to me one day, look, I wouldn't go into a joint venture with you either. You have everything stacked on your side and nothing for the other guy. I thought about that. It kind of stung what he said, but I thought about that for a while and realized that maybe he was right. If it isn't really beneficial to both sides, then why would anybody go into it? So I did a few other JVs after that, and I got better at it, and I built up my own know-how and my success. But I was still looking for the big JV that would really make a difference to me. One day at one of our sales meetings, I had a eureka moment, and my business changed for the better for the next 10 years. An inspector brought donuts to our meeting. A mortgage broker made a presentation. A lawyer sent letters offering discounts. And I suddenly realized that I had just found my joint venture partners. They just didn't know it yet. Anyway, my name is George Porter, and I've been a licensed realtor for over 30 years. In all my career, I focus not only on earning as much money as I can, but more importantly, on keeping as much as possible. Some of the best, long-lasting, safest, approved by management and approved by your board deals that I've ever seen are joint ventures. They're a great win-win way to do business. And I have an entire section on joint ventures and a joint venture expert coming up soon. So anyway, I made an average of $60,000 extra every year for 10 consecutive years with a very simple joint venture that every single one of you can easily do. And when I tell you about it, you'll say, well, I can do that. So I look forward to showing you how to explode your own business with just a small change in thinking to include some joint ventures of your own. And once you start doing joint ventures, I guarantee that the JVs will take over your thinking, and they'll probably take over your income as well. Joint ventures are fabulous, and they're usually totally competition-free, but most agents don't do them because they think that they're a big deal and that they're hard. But they aren't usually hard, and they're usually no big deal at all. It's amazing how these small joint venture deals are even, in many cases, more profitable than listings. And the trick is just knowing a few basic rules. Rule number 1, a joint venture is not a partnership. If it's a partnership of any description, it's only for one project. So anyway, to get details on how I made an extra $60,000 a year for 10 consecutive years through joint ventures, please register in the form on this page. Remember, when you register, you'll receive emails with more joint venture secrets that'll help you earn a lot more, and more importantly, it'll help you keep much more of what you already earn. So thank you for joining me today on my joint venture tutorial, and I wish you a happy and a healthy day.